With 92 days to go before Election Day, there's a lot of new, encouraging polling data for the Harris campaign. And to guide us through it, we are joined by Simon Rosenberg, longtime Democratic strategist and author of Hopium Chronicles on Substack. Simon, you know, I ignore polls most of the year, but August is when I've always said you begin to start to pay attention. So what are you seeing in the campaign today?
Yeah, and listen, we have a new election, a new bluer election, as I've been saying. I mean, it is, look, the last few weeks have been remarkable. I think if you had submitted this as a script to a TV show about the presidency, it would have been rejected. It would have been too outlandish. But here we are. And, you know, we're in a place where there's been about a 5-point swing in the national polling. Biden in his last days as candidate was down about 3 points. Harris is now up 2. And we've seen dramatic movement now in most of the major national tracks, 4, 5, 6 points. It's been very consistent movement. She's in a far stronger position in the battleground states. I mean, just in the last week, we've had battleground state polls showing her ahead in Arizona and in Nevada and in Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and tied in Georgia and just behind in North Carolina. So far more, you know, we're really on the front foot now, and we have more money, far better ground game. We've seen this unprecedented organization of Republicans now, you know, fighting against their own nominee. We've never seen anything like this before. And so I think, you know, 3 months before this all happens, I would much rather be us than them. It's been a great couple of weeks.
And we don't know her vice presidential choice yet, but we did see a serious move on bringing in additional staff at the highest level of the campaign. David Plouffe, real winners, Stephanie Cutter, Gene Sperling, Jennifer Palmieri. This is just
Mitch Stewart.
A team added to a team, and the quality of the presidential decision-making in those personnel choices is very impressive.
Well, and it's important because they're having to do 6 to 9 months of work in a month, in 6 weeks. I mean, if you think about how compressed all this is, it's extraordinary. And I still think one of the things we have to, when I look back at what's happened over the last few weeks, I think the pick of J.D. Vance contributed to this moment. It was a huge error by Donald Trump. I think Joe Biden's obviously a historic and selfless act to step aside. But I think the most important thing that's happened is that Kamala Harris was ready. She came out of the box that very first day. She had a strong argument. She knew who she was. She's been on fire in her public appearances. And she's ignited the Democratic Party in a way that I think was unexpected, deeply welcome, really exciting, right? But I want to give her a lot of credit here. I mean, she's a person who's met her moment in history. I mean, she's gone for it. And she's her. And what's also important is that I've known the vice president for more than 20 years. I mean, she is herself here. She's not trying to be anybody else. And I think it's one of the reasons that she's really connecting with people. This is a very exciting moment for our politics. I mean, for all of us who've been motivated and scared about MAGA and the threat of MAGA, which has been so central, we now have the tools to go win this election. If we put our heads down and do the work, we can get this done and have the election we all want to have.
Simon Rosenberg, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks, Lawrence. Great to see you.
Thank you.